Hey guys, this is Basketball Star 1130. I know I haven't been back in a while. I've been missing NBA free agency. It's been really crazy. So in this today, I'm gonna be making two separate videos. I'm gonna be going through team by team list for free agency signings and give my thoughts. So excuse me. So let's get started. First, in this video, I'm going to go through the Eastern Conference, and then in the next video, I'm going to go through the Western Conference. So first, the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks acquire Chandler Parsons from the Grizzlies. This is a little bit of a questionable move just because the Hawks are in their young core. Cam Reddish, John Collins, Trae Young. The Grizzlies wanted to give up Chandler Parsons' mega contract, maybe the worst contract in the NBA, if not the worst contract. A little bit questionable. And then the Boston Celtics, this is the big one. Kemba Walker agreed to a 4-year max deal with the Celtics. The Hornets basically gave up on him. Michael Jordan, the owner of the Hornets, said, listen, I'm not going to be giving you the max. And then Walker, the Celtics came in as a late threat to sign him. Like, they were quiet pursuers, but they quickly became reality that they got him. Oh, and by the way, I will be making separate videos for all big signings and ones that I think are significant enough to have their own video. So yeah, Kemba Walker to the Celtics, and the Hornets did this very bad. Okay, here's what happened. So, the Hornets should have traded Kemba Walker. They refused to trade in the last 2 years, and now he walked for nothing. Now, the Hornets did sign and trade to send Kemba to the Celtics and Terry Rozier to the Hornets. I'm not saying Terry Rozier is bad, but that's a little bit questionable. Next, the Celtics got Enes Kanter. He's going to slide in as their starting center since they lost Al Horford. I like this move. Enes Kanter's very underrated, I think. This is a good move for the Celtics. Daniel Tice returns to the Celtics. I don't know if he'll make the opening day roster. He probably will. Just small move there. And then the Celtics bring back Brad Wanamaker, who gets very limited action. I don't really know much about him. Tiny move there. Next, the Nets, maybe the biggest winner of free agency. Oh, and I will be making a video for winners and losers. The big one, Kevin Durant, signs with the Nets on a 3+1 deal, so a 3-year deal, and a player option for the 4th year. Same with Kyrie, 3+1 deal, 3 years, and then the player option for the 4th year, so their deals go hand in hand. They both could be free agents in the summer of 2022 if they decline their player options. But this is going to be dynamic duo. And a trend I've been seeing is there's a lot of dynamic duos in the NBA today. I'll go over them in maybe a separate video a little later. But I know KD's still going to be out for a season, but the Nets are still going to be competitive. Not a championship, but make the playoffs, even with Kyrie. So the Nets have a great supporting cast, I think. And once KD comes back, it's going to be great. For once in the NBA, the Warriors aren't ruling. There's no real clear-cut super team, no clear-cut championship favorite. Everyone's got different opinions. Next, DeAndre Jordan is going to join KD and Kyrie in Brooklyn on the Nets. I think Jarrett Allen should still start at center for the Nets going into his 3rd season just because he's developing really well, and DeAndre Jordan can be that backup center. DeAndre Jordan's offensive game is questionable, but he can still rebound. His defense is pretty good still. Next, the Nets made a whole slew of moves. They signed Garrett Temple, who's, as you can see there, a defensive ace. He's just very good. His defense is tenacious. He never stops. Next, we got the Nets signed Wilson Chandler. Now everyone's going to the Nets, a lot of veterans and stuff, just because they want to win a championship with KD and Kyrie. And now the Nets have a really nice supporting cast. Next, we got the Charlotte Hornets. Rozier to wind up with Hornets. Again, I told you the sign and trade that sent Kemba to the Celtics and Terry Rozier to the Hornets. A little bit of a questionable move, though. And that's the only real move they made. The Hornets are going to be tanking, I think. They're not going to be good. Next, the Bulls. They signed Thomas Satoransky away from the Wizards. It was a sign and trade that sent Thomas Satoransky to the Bulls. And I forgot what the Wizards got. I'll have to update on that. I'll have to update you guys on that when I get the information. But listen, Chris Dunn wasn't cutting it. Chris Dunn was not cutting it. They signed Kobe White, and they drafted Kobe White in last month's draft, and they signed Thomas Satoransky. So now they have 3 point guards on the roster. They might keep all three of them. I will be coming out with predicting my starting fives for all these teams, but as of now, I think the battle is between Satoransky and Kobe White. Chris Dunn is just not cutting it. Next, Thaddeus Young is going to the Bulls. Thaddeus Young is a very underrated defender, I think. He was very good on the Pacers, kind of a revival career with the Pacers. And the Bulls bring back Ryan Arcidiacono, who played a pretty decent role for them. I think he started like a few games when guys were injured. Next, the Bulls and Luke Cornett reach agreement. Luke Cornett was on a two-way contract with the Knicks anyway, so I'm not sure if this is a two-way contract or a standard NBA contract, but minor move there. Next, the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's my favorite team. No reported transactions. They did nothing. They're just tanking with Colin Sexton. I do like the drafting of Darius Garland, though. They're going to trade Kevin Love, I think. Next, for the Pistons, the Pistons got Markieff Morris, not Marcus Morris. He's his twin. But the Pistons got Markieff Morris, which I think is good. And then they got Derrick Rose on a 2-year deal with the Pistons. This deal is a little bit questionable. When I saw the money, it was only a 2-year, $15 million deal. That's a steal. Derrick Rose is, I think, worth more than $15 million, but that's a steal for the Pistons. He averaged 18 points per game last year with the Timberwolves. Kind of had a revival. He had a 50-point game. It's good to see him back. Next, Tim Frazier signs with the Pistons. I don't know much about him. I just know he's on the Pelicans, and he didn't really have a role whatsoever, but yeah. Next, the Pacers. The Pacers add Brogdon via sign and trade deal. So the Bucks sent Malcolm Brogdon to the Pacers, and I'm not sure what the Pacers sent to the Bucks. I think a first-round pick. Yeah, a first-round pick. So that's very good. A backcourt of Malcolm Brogdon and Victor Oladipo. Obviously, Victor Oladipo won't be ready till like December, January, maybe even early February. But once he comes back, there'll be a very interesting and dynamic backcourt with Brogdon and Oladipo. Next, Jeremy Lamb is headed to the Pacers. The Pacers are making very good moves, I think. Yeah, Jeremy Lamb is okay, I guess. I think he's going to have a really good career with the Nets. He wasn't used. He got replaced by, halfway through the season, he got replaced by Miles Bridges in Charlotte in the starting lineup. I think he won't be a starter in Indiana, but maybe he will. Yeah, I think he will be a starter for maybe like the majority of the season. I'll have to look at the roster and put out my video for predicting his starting lineups. But I don't think the Hornets utilized him as well as they could. I think he'll really revive his career with the Pacers. Next, we got, I don't know who that is. It's his Pacers. Sumner agreeing 3-year deal. I don't know who Sumner is, but yeah, minor move there if I don't even know who he is. Pacers add T.J. McConnell. T.J. McConnell was a really nice backup for really nice backup point guard to Ben Simmons the past 2 years and on the Philadelphia 76ers. He came off the bench and really provided a spark for them when they were down. Next, the Heat get Jimmy Butler, and the Blazers Myers Leonard in 4-team deal. Now, this 4-team deal is very confusing. I'll break it down once I sign the Jimmy Butler trade. Once I break down Jimmy Butler in my free agency video for him. But basically, the Miami Heat got Jimmy Butler, and Myers Leonard. And the 76ers got Josh Richardson from the Heat. The Trailblazers got Hassan Whiteside from the Heat. And the Clippers were a 4th team involved in this deal too, but I'm not sure. I forgot what they got. Again, I'll be breaking that all down. To begin with, the Mavericks, this was only going to be a 3-team deal between the Heat, 76ers, and Mavericks, and the Heat were going to send Goran Dragic to the Mavericks, but that fell through. The Heat are still trying to trade Dragic. Next, just like I said, part of that deal, the Heat shipped Whiteside to the Blazers. Yeah, I will be breaking that down as well in a separate video. Next, the Bucks. The Bucks re-signed Chris Middleton, which was really key. Chris Middleton said if they don't offer him the max or close to the max, then he'll sign with another team. But they offered him the max, and they both agreed on the max contract. And Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo are another dynamic duo. Chris Middleton is a rising all-star. He'll get many more all-star votes, I think. Next, Brook Lopez re-signs with the Bucks. That was really key because, again, Brook Lopez was a nice defensive presence. Brook Lopez was a nice defensive presence for him, and they needed him back just for his size. Robin Lopez was headed to the Bucks. So, Robin Lopez headed to the Bucks. So you got the Lopez brothers. I think Brook Lopez will be the starter, and then Robin Lopez will be the backup center. But that will be a nice little brotherly duo there. And then George Hill is returning to the Bucks. They might waive him, but the Bucks are in dire need of shooting, and George Hill can provide that shooting. So the Bucks add Wesley Matthews. He was on the Knicks last year, he began the season last year on the Mavericks, and then the Mavs traded Wesley Matthews to the Knicks in that Kristaps Porzingis deal, and then the Knicks bought him out, and he signed with the Pacers, and he was okay for the Pacers. I was really surprised at his 3-point shooting. And something else that's not on here, the Bucks signed Thanasis Antetokounmpo to first it was a tryout summer league deal, but then last week they signed him to a full 2-year deal. So, Giannis' brothers. So they got the Lopez brothers and the Antetokounmpo brothers, and 3 of the Antetokounmpo brothers are now in the NBA with Kostas on the Mavericks, and Thanasis and Giannis now on the Bucks. The New York Knicks, they obviously are a big loser, and first they added Randall. Now, I like that signing, actually. The signing of Julius Randle. He's the only good player they got. He's the only reasonable contract they got. Reportedly, they canceled a meeting with Kawhi Leonard to meet with Julius Randle. I can kind of understand that, but not really. Apparently, they wanted to ensure that they get Julius Randle, and you can't be in 2 places at once. So I guess that's why they did it. And the Knicks, I think, are a big loser. And they said if they don't get any max free agents, if they don't get the top guys, they're not just going to shell out money. But as you can see here, they shelled out a lot of money, and it was kind of ridiculous. Next, they signed Bobby Portis. They signed Bobby Portis. And then they signed Taj Gibson. Now, Randall, Portis, and Gibson all play power forward. I'm not sure how it's going to work. Obviously, Randall can slide to center if you need him to, but Mitchell Robinson, I think, will start at center. But that's a lot of size if you put Randall and Robinson on the court at the same time. But I still don't understand signing 3 power forwards. Reggie Bullock will join the Knicks. He can provide them some shooting. The original 2-year deal is being reworked, I guess, so we'll have to see how that goes. They signed Elfrid Payton, point guard Elfrid Payton. Now at point guard, they have Dennis Smith Jr., Elfrid Payton, Frank Ntilikina. I heard a report that they're devoted. They're going all in on Dennis Smith Jr., and Frank Ntilikina could be out the door. I think Ntilikina is already a bust. He's been benched many times. Nothing of improvement. Next, the Knicks reached deal with Wayne Ellington, provide some shooting from the Heat. All these signings are a little bit questionable, except the Julius Randle one is the only for sure one. Julius Randle is the only for sure one. And something not on here is yesterday the Knicks signed Marcus Morris to a 1-year deal. Originally, Marcus Morris, the twin of Markieff Morris, but Marcus Morris was going to the Spurs, but he betrayed them and he went to the Knicks because the Spurs retracted their offer, and now he went to the Knicks. Next, we got the Orlando Magic. Nikola Vucevic agrees to a max deal with the Magic. Now, this is kind of weird to me because I thought the Magic would try to develop Mo Bamba, who they drafted really high, I think 4th overall in last year's draft, but they didn't. I thought they would trade Vucevic at the deadline. Many other people did too, but the development of Bamba is going to have to be put on hold, and you can't say he's a bust because he's not getting any opportunities, but to give Vucevic that money, I just think it's kind of ridiculous. obviously he's good, but they're gonna re-sign Terrence Ross. Now that's a good move actually, because Terrence Ross had a breakout season with the Magic, and Al-Farouq Aminu is gonna sign with the Magic. He was pretty good. He's a really good 3-point shooter with the Blazers. So he worked with Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum. That Blazers offense was really high flying. Next, Michael Carter Williams is returning to the Magic, and he re-signed with the Magic. He was okay. He had a bigger role than I thought, but he didn't take advantage of it. He was okay. Next, the 76ers. Horford leaving Celtics, choosing 76ers. So, yeah, Horford's going to have to play power forward. Joel Embiid will play center. But I think at first, I didn't really like the deal at first, because I think it was too much money, $100 million for Al Horford, who's aging. But it's starting to grow on me. Now I kind of like the deal more and more. And the Sixers are gonna re-sign Tobias Harris on a 5-year deal, so they are fully invested in, not really a super team, but they are fully invested in Tobias Harris. Next, the Sixers get Josh Richardson in a Jimmy Butler trade. Next, Mike Scott re-signs with the Sixers. Sixers land Kyle O'Quinn, which she's not going to have a big role. James Ennis is returning to Philly. He didn't really have a big role anyway. And Raul Neto from the Jazz is going to the Sixers. For the Raptors add EuroLeague guard Thomas. I'm not sure who that is. The Wizards keep Thomas Bryant, which is key. He'll be the starting center. Ish Smith to join Wizards' backcourt. I'm assuming that's who it is. And Wizards set to welcome Isaiah Thomas because they signed him. He'll be the starting point guard in place of John Wall in the beginning of the season. Wizards deal Dwight Howard to Grizzlies. So that's about it, guys, for the Eastern Conference. I will be coming out with the West in a little bit. Anyways, that's about it. Bye.